Hey guys, good morning. Sunday morning, 10 to 9. I'm on the final day of my 3-day water fast. I did have a drink last night though. Lying in bed unable to sleep. Weird thing about these water fasts is that dry fast, is that your energy levels are up and stable. So I've had 3 days no coffee, but feel more energized than when I was even on the coffee. Bonkers anyway. I can talk to you more about that later. So I want to share a game that I just played. It just knocked me under 1600 in rapid. And it's really interesting because this is one I want to remember. Okay. So first I'll take you through the game. Now I've got my arse kicked completely, right? So we have an Italian, the Russo. Opponent has a think, plays d3. So we go into the Lucchini. And now what you want is you want them to come in straight away with a knight, and then you shut the door with pawn f4, okay? It doesn't need castles, which is very common. And I know that the best move here is knight f6. Now he comes in with a knight, which looks kind of natural. So it's kind of delaying this fried liver style attack. And obviously I can't castle because I'll be castling into check. And I'm thinking, well, how do I defend this square? So I have a think for a while. Eventually play d5 because I realise that I have two defenders on there. He takes with the pawn, I take back with the knight. And you can see the eval here on the side going up. Now he plays knight c3. And I'm thinking, right, okay, there are threats, but you know, I've got pieces out. I plumped instead of trading the knight and then takes here, because then I've still got problems down here. I thought, let's just defend again. Brought my knight from c6 back to e7. Then he comes over with a rook. Then we trade. He takes back. And now I put my knight in here to block the view of the bishop. But he simply takes the knight and takes the pawn, then he's going to take the knight. I just resigned at that point. I thought, wow, that was stunning, because this is not a line. This is a line that I would expect to find. I might have this over the board or whatever. So, quick look at the analysis. It's just not pretty. My opponent played immaculately. They're only inaccurate. Bentley, they're only in. I don't know. Where was the inaccuracy? Hard to tell. White played one inaccuracy, which is to bring the knight in the first place. Okay, so he played at 2100 rating, exactly double mine. So we don't really need to go over that. The next thing that I've done is to pull it up on the chess.com Explorer to see how many times have I faced this situation. So in my games as black, I've played the Lucchini now 204 times. And I haven't got a fantastic win rate, to be honest. Less than 50%. So from here, if knight g5, I've got a great win rate, right? 70%. If he goes in for the fried liver style assault, great win rate. Okay, knight c3, I'm still doing fine. However, after castles, which is the most common move, yes, I'm playing knight f6. Okay, and white plays bishop g5 a lot. I need to remember what to do in that situation. They take e takes f5 a lot, and that's 8 each. And knight c3 is the third common move. But the fourth most common move is knight g5, and white has won 7 out of 8 games from this position. And I think that's worth relearning. Okay, so what's really interesting here is that I've played the move d5 5 times, and white has won 5 times. So that ain't the way to go. So then what we do is we go to our study. Okay, we have castles and knight g5. Let's go through it to that point. Okay, knight comes in. Now, d5 is the most commonly played move. It looks natural. It's very common. It's what you play against the regular fried liver. Okay, but white wins, again, 58% from here against 39 for black. Rook f8 has been played. And black does okay there. The next move is queen e7, right? The next move is pawn to f4. which is interesting, and that's kind of even slightly in white's favour. The winningest move here, and the move that I've actually got on my study, is knight g4. Technically a blunder, right? And but most players will miss the threat. Okay, so let's go through the line. So we've got two options here, right? Basically, is what I'm saying. Queen e7 is fine. So I'll have a quick look at that. You know, Queen e7. They'll normally come here. You come to f8. They'll retreat the bishop because, I mean, obviously it's very easy for us to kick the knight away, which is the only defender of the bishop. Okay, so they're going to retreat. Then you kick the knight away, and black wins 2 out of 3 times. Okay, so that's over the board. That's what I'll play. Online, this knight g4 move, right? So the issue here is what we really want to do here. So if they don't do this, if they come straight in with the knight, we shut the door on with the pawn, attacking the knight, and with our queen that's no longer defended by the bishop, right? And there's a really fascinating kind of attacking sequence that goes on from there. The problem is after castles knight f6, you don't have this line to h4 for the queen. So this is what I need to understand. Okay, knight comes in, and if we play this, technically it's a blunder. But the most common move by far is knight f7. And then the queen just flies out because your knight has now moved, clearing the way for the queen to come out. And let's look at the most common lines. Queen here, knight takes f2. Right, there we go. Yeah, we've got the 3 attackers on here, and I completely missed it. Knight takes f2, hitting the queen. The queen will, okay, if rook takes, this actually leads to, and this is a key move to remember. Then this kind of delayed f4, and this bishop could come into the game now. Okay, they grab the rook, then you hit the bishop, also unleashing your own light square bishop. This pawn doesn't matter, right? We're going for checkmate here. Okay, we take, and they have to give it their queen, right? Okay, so that is the fun line. That is the fun line. So I just thought that was a useful one, really. It's really one of my kind of note to self videos. But if you are a Russo player and if you find yourself in the Lucchini, you don't want to fall down this hole that I fell down and give your opponent an easy win. So yeah, I'll probably go over this a couple more times because, you know, like I say in the Explorer, it does come up. So it's worth remembering. Okay, thanks for watching. See you later.